Mercedes Sosa. How's my volume out there? Not good. Need more. How about that? That brings it up. All right. Mute. I hope you are well today. I have a longtime favorite sharing, very brief. Alan Watts. This feeling of being lonely and very temporary visitors in the universe is in flat contradiction to everything known about humans and all other living organisms in the sciences. We do not come into this world. We come out of it.
We are, right.
As leaves from a tree. As the ocean waves, the universe peoples. Every individual is an expression of the whole realm of nature, a unique action of the total universe. It's got a nice feel to it, doesn't it? This feeling of being lonely and very temporary visitors in the universe is in flat contradiction to everything known about humans and all other living organisms in the sciences. We do not come into this world. We come out of it as leaves come out of a tree. As the ocean waves, the universe peoples. Every individual is an expression of the whole realm of nature, a unique action of the total universe. Forgot to do the record thing. Record.
Recording in progress.
That's going. Mm-hmm. For 2,600 years, people have taken refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. It's not just an old, empty ritual. It's actually a practice in the very present moment, right now. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and love. Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community of mindful harmony. Namo Sangaya, Namo Sangaya, Namo Sangaya. I take refuge in being awake. I take refuge in the truths of impermanence, dukkha, anicca, dukkha, anatta. I take refuge in the understanding of how suffering is caused by resistance to what is. I take refuge in the truth, the reality, the experience of the reduction from and elimination of suffering. And I do this in the company of my dear friends on the journey. And so we find ourselves right here. It's interesting, isn't it? Whenever we wake up, we're right here. It's always been like that. And we can have our rituals, our refuge singing, perhaps a few moments of gratitude practice intentionally. Woke up again. Everything worked so we could get out of bed. There was food in the fridge, coffee. Or not. Water. And there's the Dharma. We could clarify the intention. What is the practice I intend to do for this next 45 minutes or the rest of the day? Perhaps it's mindfulness of in-breathing and out-breathing with an openness to everything that occurs. And what will my intentional attitude toward experience be? I aspire to love and accept reality. I aspire to love and accept myself, this that I experience as myself, exactly as I am. Probably I will encounter some discomfort, maybe some suffering. I aspire to hold myself in sweet gentle, loving compassion. Because it's the most sensible thing to do. It's the most effective thing to do. And so each breath is a beacon. Come home, be here now, be alive, be conscious. Each breath has its beginning. It has its rising to fullness, its decline, and then its vanishing. Same with thoughts, perceptions, moods, stories. awakening in this moment. We might discover that the mind is very quiet. The breathing comes and goes effortlessly. Each breath appearing magically out of nowhere. And then disappearing. Or, of course, it could be that the mind has the hindrances running, has desire, wants something, or it wants something not, liking or disliking. There could be restlessness, agitation, worry, or sloth and torpor. There could be doubt. There could be combinations of these. None of them are a problem. They all simply arise and pass away. And so come home when you can to the sensations of breathing. And even a breath is not a unitary phenomenon. It's a process. Begins and ends. There are, of course, other experiences that happen. There are emotions. There could be happiness right now, or sadness, or fear, or loneliness, or bliss, or delight. The mind could be caught up in some resentment or self-pity. Or this could all fall away. There could be a rich blossoming of metta, of loving kindness, a lack of rancor, a lack of ill will. When encountering suffering, there could be the natural emergence of compassion. There could be great equanimity. What's actually happening? And as a strategy, as a training vehicle, we have this practice of coming home to breathing in and breathing out. recognizing the difference between being in the trance and awake. And notice if there's any judgment, any criticism at all of the wandering mind. It's very easy to fall into that. Reality shouldn't be like this. This mind shouldn't wander. I should have better control of my mind than this. Or simply soften. Ah, yes, awakening to the wandering mind. Coming home to the body, to breathing, to the intention to be loving and compassionate. We are at the beginning of a day. We have plans, probably. I want to achieve this. I must do that. I have this responsibility. Why not set the intention, I'm going to be as present as possible today. I take refuge in the Buddha seriously. I'm going to remember 100 times to wake up. Maybe 150 times. Or maybe twice. When the phone rings, I'm going to take a deep breath or two and see who it is and see whether there's liking or disliking. Before I fire up the email, I'm going to stretch for a minute. And maybe before doing any of that, I will look at my to-do list and prioritize. Confirming the fundamental intention, I aspire to be awake, to be loving and compassionate. Well, dear friends, how delicious to be here with you. Let me see if I can plug this in over here. Yeah. Now I look official.
Robert, I can barely hear you.
Really?
Can you
Huh. Has it been quiet the whole time? Joy was saying.
Yes, that's better.
It's been good for Dave, though. Yeah.
I think my problem was just for some reason, my own computer sound stopped working. Sorry about that.
Well, you should be punished for that, for sure.
Will self-punish. Thank you.
Yes, just be sure no one else has to use any energy punishing you. Take care of it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So I don't want to do any announcements. Jim, is there anything we have to announce? I'm announcement resistant.
Announcement resistant. Another hindrance on the path.
No, I think it's an advancement.
Oh, I see. Well, we could just trust to the curiosity of the group.
Okay.
They can go out to the website, portlandinsight.org, and see if there's anything interesting out there.
So, dear friends, what beauty of your life experience do you have to share with us today? Jim just turned upside down. Hi, Joy.
Hi, I'll just be quick. I'm going to leave soon. I'm teaching a writing class to a group of high school students, which I think will be really fun. They're students of a school I went to called the Mennonite Brethren Collegiate Institute.
Whoa.
I did explain to them that I don't share that faith anymore, but they seemed all right with that. Anyway, I've had good experiences lately. I found a very interesting book about reality, how some people see reality and others don't. And it gave some tools on evaluating your thinking, because you were subject to creating fantasy worlds and thought worlds. She was really good. She was very clear on what the benefits are of our fantasy worlds, like a sense of belonging to a certain kind of community, like the Mennonites, and how we can test our assumptions. And best of all for me was a way to talk to yourself when you make mistakes. It's like we're creating a map of reality, and some maps have, in the old maps, they thought the world was flat, so they had dragons around the edges, and some of our minds are like that. Here be dragons. But what we're doing in coming to awareness is recreating a map, a more accurate map. And if we're approached by, if one of our mistakes is pointed out to us, we can say, "Thank you, I will update my awareness of this issue." She encourages the use of the word update instead of, "Oh my God, I screwed up, I'm so horrible." Just say, "Oh, I'll update my knowledge through my experiences." Anyway, I thought it was a good book for just adding some concrete information about reality and awareness.
Thank you, Joy.
Thank you.
Have fun in your class.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tad just put in the chat, "Thank you for this update." That was good, Tad. Update.
Robert, I want to share my deep appreciation of your reading of Alan Watts at the start this morning.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
And I got the fun recall when I first started sitting with you in the 90s, and we used to pass around a shoebox with Alan Watts tapes.
Yeah.
Do you remember cassette tapes?
Oh, yeah, I do. Sure.
And I think now that there is such a plethora of, I can have all the Alan Watts I want on YouTube,
Yep.
and I often listen to him with joy. It's just, I recall when I was an undergraduate, finding Alan Watts on the radio, and was so thrilled that I could hear a talk that he gave somewhere else recorded, and I'm
Right.
just appreciating that right now. How we have
Yeah.
this extraordinary abundance of Alan Watts on YouTube.
Right.
So thank you for reading that.
Thank you, Had.
I have something on my mind, and could use some support. I thought I had this compassion thing going on pretty well. And I'm in a very difficult conundrum with a longtime family friend. And I looked at this separation from this person as kind of a death, because I really feel like I'm done, because I cannot get any more compassion in this direction. I feel like a compassion fraud. And I've dug and dug and wept and wept and wept over this. I don't have anything left on this one.
How about compassion for you?
I feel like I'm in a boxing ring, just getting the shit beat out of me. It's clear I don't like to be micromanaged, especially when it comes to my trade. And all I can imagine is walking away.
A lot of sadness, too.
35 years of a friendship. I can't dig any deeper. I don't have anything left for it. I can't fix crazy, and it feels crazy to me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been going on for days and days and days, and I'm not willing to wake up in the middle of the night anymore with this. I want to be done.
We do have design limits that we can't go beyond. If we do, we fry.
Thank you. And I think being pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed to that edge, I can see it for what it is. But it's so sticky, with the history and unfortunately we're in the throes of a real estate transaction, which I'm really, really, really regretful I ever took on. So that's where the compassion, I think, for me has to come is, when did I know not to do this? And I did it anyway.
Right.
Yeah. It was like one more try. Another, giant heaping of compassion. I can do this.
Yeah.
And and I actually can't. I don't have it. Not now, anyway.
Yeah.
I think my judge is really pretty vocal in my head, because when I can't deal with something, I have to go to the judge that says, well, that's crazy. That's another reality. And it does feel like that. It's another reality.
What do you mean your judge?
Oh, the the one that puts the blame on me.
Oh, self-criticism.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean you should be able to tolerate everything and anything, and you should always have more resiliency, and
Yeah.
you should
that
always
one.
be able to transcend your own reactivity and
And I'm a big grown up and I can do this, and
right.
put on your big girl pants, make it happen.
Mm.
It sucks.
Is that a Buddhist term?
Yes. Very old Buddhist. Very old Buddhist term.
You know, this may not be accurate, maybe very tangential, but it's a story of the Buddha that I really appreciate. It's that he apparently was able to listen to and hear almost anybody, and he would listen and hear and be empathic, and then he would say, "Are you suffering?" And then he could launch off into teaching. But anyway, this guy came to him and was very abusive, verbally abusive, and went on and on and on and on. And he just sat there, didn't do anything, just sat there. And the guy got more and more extreme, and then the guy roared and left. And Ananda said, what was that? And the Buddha said, Ananda, when you were in worldly life, did you sometimes have guests? Why, yes, I did. Did they sometimes bring gifts? Yes, they did. And did you sometimes not accept their gifts? Why, yes, sometimes. Well, this man came to me with the gift of anger and hatred and attack, and I let him take it away with him. And so that was I think this is not quite accurate for what you're talking about, but I find it encouraging that sometimes there's a place for just a wall. It's a limit. It's like, nope, I'm not doing this. I won't go there. And to be in the
I
middle.
can also believe that the takeaway of this, I'm going to say former friend, is something like, if I can't tolerate it in my compassionate way, maybe she'll come to see.
Oh, if you can be superhuman.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I resemble that remark. I mean, I've done that. I've done that so much in my life.
Yeah.
When one has alcoholic parents, one becomes superhuman, and if I could just be loving enough, this abuse would stop. There's something wrong with that thinking.
Well, I'm so aware of altered or other, maybe not altered, because if somebody believes that reality, they actually believe that reality. I was out, just a quick story, I was out last night walking. I'd love to walk in the evening, and not too far from home, past a house I don't think I'd ever noticed before, because the blackberries are taken over the place. They're, I don't know, 25 feet high and as deep as a lot. And there's an elderly gentleman sitting there, and I said hello and something, and he complained about the blackberries and told me that if he gets on his hands and knees and cuts them all down, then it was going to be okay. And I thought, wow, there's altered reality.
Yeah.
And bid him well and went on. But it was just like a iconic that here is a belief system that he and now she are just going to hang on to that belief system. Yeah.
Well, we humans can believe anything. We can. We can hold on. There are delusions that we can hold on with, things that are patently untrue, but we hold on to them, and then we create a reality with them. There's something called the big lie, which is doing that to millions of people right now, and very intelligent people too, because we can live in delusion. We do live in delusion. Good luck, my dear.
Thank you. I'll let you know. We have another round today. I'm getting back in the ring today for one more round. I'll see how it goes. And if I have to walk away, I don't have the words for that yet, but I'm going to dig deep and find some kind of words.
Well, one thing to remember, perhaps, that I've had to remember a lot is that maybe it's really okay to take care of yourself. Maybe it's really okay. Maybe it's a responsibility. And then
What?
If
Someone has to, remember I said early on, someone had to keep this ship from sinking.
right.
Yeah. So that's where I am. Yeah.
One other heretical thing to say.
And just light it on fire. Let it go.
One other heretical thing to say is that relationships end.
Yeah.
And sometimes old relationships end, and sometimes they end badly. It's just, they all end ultimately, no matter what.
Well, it's very clear to me. I want this one done.
Yeah.
I want this one done. Someone said I don't have the bandwidth for this.
The modern term. Cool, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have the bandwidth.
First time I heard it, it was directed towards me, and it was shocking, but it was actually well said. Well, thank you all for listening, and wish me well today.
Good luck. Strength.
Uh-huh.
Shields on full. Anybody sitting with anything, please.
Good morning, Robert.
Hello, Sherry.
I'm here again and gone again. I've been
I
struggling.
think you have to turn your sound off, Sherry, otherwise you're going to echo a lot. Oh, hang on. I don't think that's working. No, I know that's not working. You want to try again? Oh, there's two of you. Is this a Sherry and a Sherry? Sherry Peterson, you are unmuted and now.
Yes.
Hi.
I just wanted to let you know that the internet's been on again and off again for 3 days. I'm trying to.
I hope they can get it fixed.
I do too. I don't know what it is. but the good thing is that it doesn't frustrate me, and I don't get super sad or super angry as
Yay.
I did at the beginning of COVID.
Terrific.
I can watch myself and I can handle it. It's disappointing, but anyway.
You know what I think is happening, Sherry? Are you using that nice speaker? Oops, hang on. If you probably can't have that speaker on at the same time as you're speaking. And this is your punishment for living on a beautiful out-of-the-way island. The services are not so... Oh, Robert, Birch doesn't like that. He lives on a beautiful out-of-the-way island, too. Maybe you don't have to get punished for that. Can't hear you, Birch, if you're talking intentionally.
I was just curious about where all this punishment is coming from today, Robert.
Oh, my Catholic childhood has to come up sometimes. Just has to have a little air. There must be punishment and then forgiveness and what's the word? Penance. Penance. Now there's a good word. I haven't used it in a long time.
I guess I can report a little bit. A couple of days ago, I said I was in a mess with a Sangha member, and as soon as we finished the Sangha, there was a phone call, and we got together for a beautiful walk, and I recognized it was indeed all my misperception. Or at least how I handled the situation set myself up, and then it got worse because they asked me what I really thought, and that's always dangerous. So now my penance is I'm going to do a therapy session on my relationship to how other people create control or attempt to control me, and how in fact I'm doing that into the world as well. It's something up, and this seems to be a theme right now, that with so much swirling and so much what feels like chaotic, these petty control mechanisms, or these attempts to control something, and then it splashes over into these core relationships. So I'm just noticing that, and I'm appreciating that at least a theme or thread is emerging that can be tugged and followed. Because I really don't, my goal is not to be controlling others, and to be relaxing, softening my heart around my own need for control. There's nothing wrong with the need for control, I get that. But there's got to be I'll use Joy's word, an update to how that relationship between action and response. Just want to thank the Sangha, because I was in an open-hearted space, and it was really great to recognize that even though I was angry at somebody and they were angry at me, I could take, there's a phrase I sometimes think of, even if I'm 10%, even if I'm only 10% mistaken, I'm 100% responsible for that 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And even though in this case it might have been a little higher of a percentage, it's still mine to be working on. So thanks for your support, everybody.
Thanks, Birch.
Robert, it's Sherry again.
Hi, Sherry. You have to turn your speaker off.
Some other way I can join the Sangha other than through Zoom? I tried to go on Facebook. I tried to get you through YouTube.
It's on.
Nothing seemed to
I
work.
think it's on both of them. From what I can see here, it's working. Dave Mayer is going to check right now. I can see. It's good. It's on Facebook or YouTube.
I checked at the beginning, but let me check again.
Joy, Sherry, if you go to YouTube and search for Robert Beatty meditation, it should pop it right up.
Well, what I was getting were recordings from previous times, but nothing live.
You may have to look around and find where the live feed is.
Well, you're live on Facebook. I will say that.
Okay.
And if you search, I searched for Portland Insight Meditation Center.
Oh, on YouTube?
On both.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Hang on, I'm checking YouTube now.
Facebook is working today.
Yeah, Facebook's working. And yeah, you're live on Portland Insight Meditation Center. Yep,
Yeah,
you're there.
Facebook's working.
Oh, there's
Great.
myself there.
Thanks, David.
Well, does that have to do with my server if I can't connect with anything?
Yes.
Because I go to my mail and I'm online. I can, yeah, I don't understand.
If I can pipe in here, there's also a way to dial in on your phone. There's a phone number you can call and you enter the code. It's a little bit more cumbersome, but you can actually be on a
in
phone call
Canada.
list.
She'd have to do a Canada number.
I think there may be a Canada number.
Yeah.
I can look.
Okay. Why
Well,
don't you do
that came up for me with a whole list of numbers, and I just clicked on the first one, and then it said I had to go to Zoom.
Well, I'll see if I can send you something today, Sherry, that might sort that out.
Thank you,
So-
Robert.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, friends, I need to go soon. Anybody sitting with something that needs to be spoken? So let's go out on our blessing for all blessings for all persons, all beings. And unmute if you wish for our joyful cacophony of sounds. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I just wanted to howl in the middle of that. Good morning, everybody. Have a lovely, mindful day. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you for the support.
Good luck.
Love you.
Bye-bye.